we finally made it out here to Worldwide Technology Raceway out here in St. Louis. We've got the new car, got the new rig. Everything is new this year. Everything's a little bit weird. We're gonna only be running 4 rounds, but there is gonna be 2 rounds per weekend, but I'm really excited to drive. It's September. We haven't driven yet. It's been months and months and months since we've competed, but I'm absolutely ready. I cannot wait. So stoked to be here. Let's get this practice on.
Second run of the second practice. That was money. That was as close to perfect as I've seen all day today. Super good initiation, nice and deep in outer zone 1. Good snap for inner zone 1. Nice long drag through outer 3, keeping the tires right on the edge of the track. Gives you a good lineup for that last one going to the final turn. That was an awesome run.
Every time I get back in this thing for the first time, it just blows me away how fast, just how violently fast it is. These cars, these pro drift cars these days are nuts, but I'll tell you, it feels good to get back behind the wheel. I'm not a big fan of just sitting around all day doing nothing, so I'm glad to be driving. I'm ready to party. I feel good.
It's a beautiful day here in St. Louis, Missouri for the first and second stop of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Dylan Hughes in his brand new royal purple BMW's got the 2J under the hood. Castro throws it in that first outside zone, getting really deep. Dylan Hughes kind of playing it safe there, middle of the road. Now how they handle here on that front clip. Castro takes out the one and only front clip into the third outside zone. Castro absolutely ripped. Oh, buddy! Woo! That could have been a lot worse. Castro spinning. Hopefully it's just aesthetic. That could have been a lot worse.
Give up on that.
Here we go. Hughes initiates that first outer zone. Nice and fluid from both the drivers. Hughes transitions in that second outer zone. Castro diving in on the inside. Hughes, oh wow, Castro center punching that front flip into that third outside zone. Now transitioning into the final outside zone. All signs are saying that it's going to be Dylan Hughes, but look at Castro right now. Woo! Very exciting run. And there it is. Dylan Hughes, the dozer, gets the win.
Transferred through the smoke, and all of a sudden I see the front of his car facing back at me, and I knew that he had spun at that point. So as it was coming across to transfer, I just clutch in and hit the brakes as hard as I could. We ended up doing like pretty much a complete 180 back with him, and then I just ran into his back fender with the back right corner of the car. Not too bad. I'd rather take it in the bumper really than in one of the wheels. And we swapped positions. I was in my lead, laid down a pretty solid lead run, and we ended up getting the win. So really stoked to be moving on to the top 16, and feels good to get that one out of the way.
Now let's introduce you to our top 16 drivers. Debuting his new car here in the royal purple BMW on Achilles tires from the Pacific Northwest, it is Dylan the Dozer Hughes. Royal purple top 16, and there they go. Dylan Hughes might have getting jumped off the line, not jumped, but a gap already created out of the gate in that first outside zone 1. Now transitioning into 2. Here comes Dylan Hughes. Now you can see he's gaining some ground. Can he maintain it though? Wide swing into the outside zone 3. Couple car lengths between them. Now coming into that very tricky scenario and situation. Dylan Hughes gets to the side of him. Looks like Matt Field slams up that hill. So I believe Matt Field was at fault. He came to a halt. Dylan Hughes will now lead. A little bit of damage to both cars, but hopefully not their driving style. Definitely not right into the gate. Dylan Hughes, you can see that door ding, more than a door ding, a door bash. Dylan Hughes, Royal Purple, BMW, Matt Field center punches with that Falcon Tires Corvette. See how they handle this transition into that final outside zone. Matt Field, again, seeing that angle, we've seen front on. I like to see the overhead to see where they position their cars. Scores are in, Ryan. Slide them left for Field, right for Hughes, and there it is. One of the judges, Chris Yule, going with Dylan Hughes. Ryan, and Dylan Hughes gets the win.
Yeah, we made it through Matt. It wasn't clean, but yeah, I don't know. So if my memory serves me correctly, I beat Turk in Seattle last year. But man, if I can get him again this time, I don't know. I don't know, man.
As we move on to our next battle here, a good one between Ryan Turk and Dylan Hughes.
Brand new cars for both of them. Ryan Turk out of the way in that gum out. Toyota Racing, Toyota Corolla hatchback. Now coming to that second outer zone. Dylan Hughes trying to mirror that angle. Looks like he gave himself a little bit of distance here. Both of them clean around that front clip. Ryan Turk into that outside zone. Dylan Hughes coming in shallow. Good, straightforward, clean. I think these guys have a lot of respect for each other as they are homies in the Blackout Garage. Shot a lot of video content here in the off season and hanging out. All right, back at it, Dylan Hughes into the outside zone 1. Ryan Turk knows he needs to throw it down. He had a decent lead run, but he really wants to shine in that chase position. Dylan Hughes puts the car in the right place. Wow, really filling that third outside zone. Now transitioning into that final outside zone. Ryan, great view overhead. You saw really where the vehicles were in that outside zone. Looks like Chris says Ryan Turk, and Lantain, Ryan Turk gets the win in that Toyota Corolla.
Oh, you know, just after a long day's burning tire, go ahead and fire a bunch of this rubber out of here. So this is all tire rubber that comes off the tires while we're doing burnouts the whole lap. pretty gnarly. That's all just burnt tire that gets caked on the inside of the car. So we don't want any more weight than we absolutely have to. So I'm gonna scrape the stuff off and throw it away.
Dylan Hughes will advance on in the top 16. Let's take a listen.
Went out, just did a lead lap. That's pretty much all they wanted. And so yeah, pretty stoked on that. So just luck of the draw was on our side this time. And like I said, got that bye run. So we'll be in the 16 now and looking forward to some battles with either Travis Reeder or Taylor Hull. So we'll see who wins after this. What do you guys do in the engine here? Why are the plugs out?
Anytime you feel a little hiccup or something that doesn't seem quite 100% normal, which is pretty typical with like a race car. I mean, these things are built to push the limits, so. Anything that seems out of the ordinary, you want to go ahead and check, make sure it's nothing catastrophic. So hold the plugs out, check and see what they look like, right? Make sure they're burning clean, make sure not one cylinder is looking way worse than the other ones. That's just more of a diagnose, ease of mind kind of thing.
Okay, cool, thank you. Oh yeah, there you are, there's one. You want your own?
That's him on the back.
You guys get stickers too?
Thank you.
Car stickers? Car stickers? Everybody loves car stickers. Me and Travis done a lot of running before. Me and him are going neck and neck for the Pro 2 Championship in 2018. Good friend of mine, but also a really good competitor. He's been looking good this weekend, but I'm not going to back down. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Will lead in that Royal Purple, O'Reilly Auto Parts, BMW, Travis Reeder, GT Radial, S13, Initiate at the same time. These guys have a ton of track time together up at Evergreen and even out there at Dirtfish. Oh, and Reeder goes into the corner of Dylan Hughes. Dylan continues on through the course. Ryan will have to see if Reeder just got too aggressive there again. These guys are very comfortable drifting with each other, but so we'll see if that hit from the backside will throw Dylan Hughes off.
The tie rod's definitely bent, and then it sheared the bolt off. It looks like the knuckle's okay from what I could see, but definitely the whole tie rod setup, and then we're gonna need some Ackerman walkers.
Thank you, Jared. Dayton Hughes, mechanic for Dylan Hughes, his brother. What is happening here?
So it looks like the impact broke the knuckle on the front right, and so it sheared off the tie rod where it meets the knuckle. Tie rod's bent, so we're replacing the knuckle, replacing the bent tie rod, and then we just gotta get quick alignment on there, and hopefully we'll be good to go within our time limit.
Dayton, thank you so much.
Old Red, we'll see if old banged up Red, man, after earlier that comp timeout, out here on track in front of the world. Travis Reeder transitions into that second outer zone. Big angle from Reeder, and both of them bringing it around. Looks like Reeder does take out the front clip. Some separation here from Hughes. Oh, baby, Hughes pedals it back just a little bit, unwinds it, but keeps it between the lines where the rubber meets the road, and I think that's going to be all she wrote, unfortunately, for old Red Travis Reeder. Now I think he's going to become a fan of Dylan. Says, all right, you beat me. But Dylan Hughes gets the win. He advances on into the grade 8.
Nicely done. Okay, so into the grade 8, not to say it wasn't a very, very eventful top 16. So ran Travis Reeder, good friend of mine. We initiate in, everything was looking good. We transferred back, and I felt like a nice hit from him. And I think that some people would have shut it down, but I was like, no, I want to keep going because the hit didn't feel that bad. But it ended up breaking the tie rod off the knuckle, so I had no steering on the right side. Finished outside 3, but then I tried to transfer and it was no go. So came back, we had 10 minutes to fix it. The guys absolutely thrashed it back together, killed it. We just really didn't have a chance to get the tow done. So then what we did was I called my 5-minute competition call. So we ended up getting the tow right, and then we went out and chased Travis, and then we ended up getting the win. So stoked to be in the 8. I think we're going up against Ryan again. So hopefully some redemption there.
Dylan Hughes will lead that royal purple. O'Reilly Auto Parts, BMW transition in. Ryan Turk already dropping in that gum out Toyota Racing Toyota Corolla hatchback. Let's see how they handle this front clip. Dylan Hughes nicks it just with that front bumper. Now coming in that final outside zone, sliding on in, and across the finish line, Ryan. Here we go. Ryan Turk leading, Dylan Hughes giving chase. Whoa, 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 whoa. Man, shots fired across the nose there of Dylan Hughes. Let's see if he can manage. Oh, he regains that composure. Look at that. Proximity runs over that front clip, both of them. Now let's see how they handle, again, this last outside exclamation point of an outside zone. Ryan, that got hairy right out of the gate, but Dylan, whoop, just regained it, man. That was awesome. Here we go. Here is the outcome. Slide him right for Ryan Turk, left for Dylan Hughes, and Ryan Turk gets the win.
What can I say, man? First event in St. Louis, like, I'm really stoked. I got 2 top 8s. I've only ever made it to the top 8, and that was last year, so to do it twice in one weekend was absolutely awesome. Ryan Turk took me down both times, which bummed me right straight out, but I guess he got his redemption from when I beat him in Seattle last year. But overall, like, I'm so stoked. The car was awesome. Team was awesome. Thanks to Road Purple for standing behind us. And we got a bunch of work to do to re-prep this thing, but overall, like, I'm wicked stoked.